Hey everyone, we are here talking about content. We know that when in the lead generation journey, when we work with all of these industrial technical product and service companies, that we have education and information to provide. And that comes in the form of content. No amount of, buying the right channels in market is going to get you what you need if you're not saying the right things. So I'm here today with Megan Cameron. She is our Director of Content Operations. She has spent a career building content for these purposes and has seen the wins and the losses, the failures and the gains. So Megan, I just thought let's just keep it really simple. What is one thing people should be thinking about? What's the most important thing people should be thinking about as they create content for their prospects and buyers?
It's a great question, Mary. I think the first thing that comes to mind for me is really considering what you're trying to achieve and why you're in your customers' inbox, social feed, what have you. Too often we end up talking about the things that we think are important, and we're not putting on our customer hat and really thinking about why someone should want to open, read, listen, watch, and engage with your story. So I think that is the first question that business owners and companies need to ask themselves before they do reach out to a customer.
So would it be fair to say, why in the world should anyone care what you have to say in the first place?
Absolutely.
Something like that. Okay. Yeah, no, I love that. So as much as possible, wear your customer's hat, solve their problems.
Yes.
But so I get that. And I actually think intuitively, we all would say, yeah, that's what we're after. We're here to solve their problems. So where do companies get hung up when they're actually putting that content together? What are they missing?
I think the biggest challenge is that you can't unknow what you know. And so I know that personally, one of my, faults that I have to keep reminding myself of is just because I know this information doesn't mean that the person that I'm engaging with does. So if we go into creating content or stories without asking ourselves what information does the audience need, what information really matters, what's going to compel them to really engage with our story, we're going to try to pick them up halfway down the road when they're still back at that stop sign. So I think we need to really think about where they are on the journey and start where they are and take them along the way to the destination rather than expecting them to just hop in a speeding car as they're
I love that.
on the corner.
You'd miss them all together otherwise, right? So if we can't start where they are, the way that they frame their problems and challenges, we could miss them all together. And, they've moved on to someone who can.
We could miss them, or we could, pardon my French, but piss them off. If you're talking to them or you're speeding past them, and they notice that you haven't even slowed down for them to join the ride, you might miss them, or they might be flipping you the bird in your rearview mirror and you might have lost a customer then.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely don't want that reaction. I love that. I also think that we might think we are speaking in customer terms and we're answering the problem that they have and all of that. And maybe that's in there somewhere, but it often looks like corporate speak or marketing speak. We throw around words like innovation and, a solution and all these words that actually don't solve, like directly land on the problem that someone's solving as well. So even if we have the intention and, we're right there in the right territory, we're using corporate or marketing speak and not human speak. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you think about, whether your audience is very technical in nature, scientific, sure, they know the $500 words, but are they actually using them and do they actually want to read them? I don't know about you, but even though I'm a marketer and I might reach for those buzzwords when I'm writing as a default, I'm probably not using them in my day-to-day speech. And I don't want to read them in my day-to-day speech. If you can't speak at like a 6th grade level and get your point across, then you're probably coming across as not knowing what you're talking about or not knowing your audience. So even though they can speak at that, graduate, PhD level, what have you, you got to be speaking at a much more accessible level to really come across as genuine and authentic and give an enjoyable, engaging experience.
Yeah, I love that. There's that whole Einstein saying that if you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Even the rocket scientists in the room want some plain language and something that's easy to engage with. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the beginning. The one thing we need to think about is why in the world should your customer or prospect even care at all about the piece of content, the message that you're sending? Secondly, I think you talked about really getting into their shoes and meeting them where they are.
Mhm.
And then last, let's keep it simple, plain language. People don't want to read the 400-page thesis statement. Fair enough?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
I think if you hit those three, you're probably well on your way.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Megan. And until next time, everyone else.